So, I tried Halo for the first time and I'm obsessed. To put you in context, earlier this year, I was hanging around the student center at my university when I noticed an old locker resting in the corner. One of the hatches was slightly open, so I wondered what could be inside, and with curiosity in my mind, I kind of decided to open it, and to my surprise, there was a freaking Xbox 360 just sitting there. This one, to be exact. Now, I may not be the smartest person, but who the heck leaves an Xbox 360 in their locker just sitting there? I thought about digging it, but honestly it felt kinda wrong. I was not sure if someone had forgotten about it recently or a long time ago. Regardless, months passed, and every once in a while I just kinda checked on it to see it was still there, and it was. Eventually I realized that the owner most likely wasn't gonna come back for it, so I decided to keep it. It was kind of surreal to finally own an Xbox 360 because I've always been a Nintendo fan, so I grew up with things like the Wii or the DS or the Game Boy Advance. But I always wonder what it would be like to play in one. A lot of YouTubers I grew up with used to play games on this console, so I did want to try. And what better game to start my Xbox 360 journey than with Halo 3? Now you might be wondering why Halo 3 and not Halo 1 or 2, those are available for Xbox 360. I went to a local game store and they only had 3, so whoops. Now I'm gonna be going over the story, just a little warning, I am not a summary YouTuber, so it might be a little scrambled, but I'll try my best. So Halo 3 begins with Master Chief crash landing on planet Earth after the events of Halo 2. I'm not exactly sure what happened since I didn't play it, but I assume it was war stuff. He meets up with coworkers and this alien dude called the Arbiter. They don't explain it very well in the game, but he's a Covenant, or used to be one. And the Covenant are this overly religious alien organization led by someone called the Prophet of Truth, who wants to cause the end of sentient life. This faction has invaded the Earth and has located something called a Forerunner artifact, which basically acts as a portal to the Ark. The Ark is a structure capable of activating all the Halo rings, and these Halo rings are weapons created to destroy pretty much anything. In this case, they want to use it to destroy something called the Flood. The Flood is an alien force that kind of acts like a virus. They're parasitic beings that feed on living matter and destroy anything they touch, basically. I know that's a lot of info to digest, but this is literally all the context needed to understand the first 5 minutes of the game. Bear with me, please. Anyways, so Master Chief and the Arbiter follow the Covenant to the Ark and find out what they plan to do with it. The Prophet of Truth plans to activate the Halo Rings to bring something called the Big Journey, which I assume is a trip to Singapore or something like that. Just kidding. It's something called the Path to Godhood, which is basically purging living beings off the face of the galaxy for a Thanos type ideal. I don't know. And in this point of the game, the good guys and the bad guys kind of agree that deleting all of life is kind of extreme, so they unite forces to get rid of the Prophet guy. They end up defeating him in what is an unintentionally funny death scene. Here's the clip.
I am truth, the voice of the Covenant.
Axeru, you must be silenced.
Why did he have to scream that way? So the temporary truce is over, and now the Master Chief has to figure out a way to get rid of the Flood. They end up using a newly constructed Halo Ring to stop it, and around this time we reunite with Cortana. I know a lot of you guys like Cortana. She's basically Master Chief's AI ChatGPT girlfriend, and apparently she has a key to stop the Flood from something called High Charity. Not sure what that is, but we end up finding out what it is, and also activating the new Halo Ring, which gets rid of the Flood and the Ark. In the process, Master Chief, Cortana, and the Arbiter escape in a ship, but some portal shenanigans happen, splitting the ship in two. I don't know how this is possible. The Arbiter returns to Earth, while Master Chief and Cortana are left drifting in space. The game ends with Master Chief entering cryosleep and Cortana watching over him, setting up the possibility of more stories centering around these two characters. Well, I mean, I know it's gonna happen because we have a few more games after Halo 3. So, what is my opinion on the game? I think it's amazing, honestly, for being a franchise that I knew nothing about going in. It was really cool, and it really had like an awesome story. The characters were really deep and interesting, and I felt a connection towards most of them, or like at least the main ones. Even the Arbiter, he's silly. The lore is actually super unique, and it doesn't feel like anything I've seen before, and that's coming from someone like me that likes Star Wars and like sci-fi stuff. Honestly, I highly recommend this to anyone who hasn't tried Halo before. It's really accessible, I would say, and it's difficult enough where you will feel the challenge, but it's not difficult enough that you will hate it, basically. Another game that people often like start with is Halo Infinite because it's an amazing game, and that was a joke. I know people hate that game. So yeah, thank you for watching. I know this was a little different. I know I keep saying that on every like rambly video. I always say I know this video is different, but you guys seem to enjoy whenever I talk about video games or do video game stuff. So I thought I could do this for you since I've been thinking about doing a Halo video for a long time. If you'd like me to rant about more games or maybe even try some other 360 games, be sure to let me know. And yeah, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!